Hi guys, these are your cards for Friday, January 24th, 2020. Oh, it's Friday. I've been doing a lot of readings. I'm not complaining at all. I've been mentoring and I've been going to class. So I'm happy it's Friday. It's Shabbat. I get to rest. Oh man. So I hope you guys had a blessed week. I really truly believe that. Really honestly. The cards really play into each other, feeding that positive ego. So sitting there telling, realizing what you bring into others' lives. Because of you that, they're able to go to school and have a packed lunch and, that positive, loving start to the day and, just self-love. Don't forget yourself. You talk about how great your partner is, how great your parents are, how great your kids are. Don't forget to sit there and feed that positive ego that how great you are. Don't forget that. Don't forget yourself. So I'm pulling from Earth Magic Oracle cards. I was going to do this in the 2020 forecast. It's finished. I'm just going to edit it and then I'm going to post it probably for Saturday. So I feel like we need to bring, some self-love back to ourselves. I feel like that's what's missing. So we have love and compassion, Milky Way perspective. I feel some of us have given into that Mercury energy. Mercury is that negative voice in our heads. We've gone down the rabbit hole and it's like we've lost perspective. So, it's never too late to come back towards the light. And I feel like that's what unfoldment is about. Finding your way back to the light after being in the darkness. Also with island and solitude. Even in the solitude, this beautiful lilac tree has deep roots in the island and is able to flourish this beautiful lilac tree. And it's facing towards the light. Know that even in the storm, the sun is just on the horizon of the clouds. So I feel like this is, finding that self-love again. I feel like some of us have lost that, forgetting how valued we are in our everybody's lives. They may not verbalize it, but you do bring a lot to their lives, and because of you, they're able to be productive in the day. So we're going to start with love and compassion. Bringing that love back to self. Loving, it's kind of like they're hugging themselves in their heart. I love that. Hugging yourself, giving yourself a big hug. Telling yourself what a great human being you are. It is a given that our thinking patterns affect our feelings and in turn our reality. What we put out, whether it's love, fear, empathy, sadness. So fear and sadness are our Mercury energy. Love and sadness, is our Jupiter energy. Jupiter is all about joy. So, we have to find that balance with Jupiter and Mercury. But you try to make your Jupiter energy, the biggest. Even when we don't feel our best, always, wake up every morning. Thank you for allowing me to have this blessed day with my family, because not every day is promised. And, get up and start I know some days it's harder than others, guys, but it's like, love yourself and, try to say one positive thing about yourself every day. It will start turning things around. And so forth. Contains an incredible amount of power to shape and influence our reality. When the focus of our attention and intentions is love and compassion, we recognize no separation between self and others. And that's what I'm talking about. When you sit there, I just try one positive thing. One. I'm sure you can think of one. I got up today and I made coffee for hubby before he went to work. I'm sure, hubby, wife, whoever. You know what I mean? Whoever your partner is. I got up today and I fed my fur baby. Anything positive. Get up every day and say something positive about yourself. And you'll begin to heal those wounds of Mercury. Mercury is that negative energy in ourselves. So, it's saying that you're ugly, you're not worthy, you're stupid, like all those negative energies. We're trying to learn to tell Mercury to have a seat. You need to shut up and have a seat. So Milky Way perspective is our next card. You have lost perspective. So it is time to step back, breathe, and allow yourself to detach in order to gather information from your sense and rein your perspective about the situation. So, I went to work today and my shoe got stuck I'm just making a scenario here, got stuck in the subway grate. I broke my favorite shoe. I spilt my coffee on myself and I was late to work. Stuff like that sometimes just happens and you just got to learn to shake it off and, explain to your boss, like, unfortunately, this is what happened and, just try to get through the day and just say, thank God I get to go home. I get to go back to my sanctuary. Detachment does not mean that you no longer care. It simply indicates that you are looking at things from a different point of view. It is not an outlook that is not clouded by emotions, judgment, attachment to outcome. So when you have a big blow up with someone, it's better to sit there and say, you know what? No one's going to hear each other at this time. And let's just, take a time out. You go upstairs in the bedroom and, watch Netflix. I'll stay down here and, sit with the kids and they could, do homework and stuff or vice versa. So that way you take the emotions out of the situation. Because when you come at each other and you're combative, no one's going to hear each other. The other one wants to get the last word in. The other one wants to be louder than the other one. And it's not going to resolve any issues. So let's just take a time out, take a breather. One person go upstairs, or just separate. Go outside, one go for a walk, and the other one, just separate. And then let's try to come back with all the emotions and everything out of it and see if we could talk through this. It is an outlook that cannot be clouded by emotions, judgment, or attachment to outcome, but instead maintain a non-reactive awareness of these things. So we have to take the reactus out of it, the Mercury and the Jupiter energy out of it. Well, I don't think Jupiter is there if you're combating. If you're sitting there coming at each other head to head, no one's hearing each other. All you're saying is you're pointing and you're screaming. You don't like the way he's looking at you. You don't like the way you're looking at him. And, he's talking a little louder, so you talk louder, and it's no good. Just say, listen, nobody's hearing each other right now. Let's just take a time out, and we'll come back to this. So, lotus flower. Lotus flowers, when the sun is out, they bloom really big and tall, 3 feet above the water. And it's this beautiful bloom. But when the sun goes down, it retreats underneath the water into the mud, and it takes the nutrients from the mud. So it's that when the sun comes back out, it's that much more beautiful the next time it comes out. And that's what, sometimes when we need to take a time out, I'm going to go to bed earlier tonight. I didn't get very much sleep. I kind of gave into my Mercury energy when I was in bed, worrying about things that I cannot control. Mercury energy is that. You will not pay your bills. You will not get ahead. You're never going to amount to anything. I just don't want to put negative energy because I'm trying to show you the positive is in this. In every single picture, there is light. In every situation. That's why I don't want to put negative Mercury energy in there. I'm very much trying to put that Jupiter joy energy into the cards. With the heart, it's blasting with the light of love. We lost perspective, but still, there's the sun at the end of the tunnel, blasting through, saying, don't worry. It's never too late to turn back to the light. We got you. Same with the lotus flower. I'm going to retreat underneath my covers. But you know what? Tomorrow's a new day, and we get to start all over again by the grace of God and go towards the light again. Even if you take a longer time out, the sun shines and shows you how beautiful you are. How much hard work you put in, the deep roots that you've put in, not to lose perspective of that. You don't need to, so the lotus flower, we don't need to strive or to be driven by spiritual ambition. It does no good to try to force growth upon yourself or others for that matter. Allowing is the key here. Allow the place in you that naturally wants to flow Follow the light, to do so while recognizing that even when you have complete faith, you will face challenges and occasionally suffering. Life is not all about sunshine and rainbows, and that's very much what these cards are telling you. We will face darkness, and we can retreat under, to the surface, like retreat on, and we can sit there and we can, get those nutrients we need. So maybe that love, that comforting, that positive energy we can get from loved ones, hopefully, and we'll come back out bigger and better, standing 3 feet above the water into the light. Your steady faith and love will guide you on your journey of returning to the light. It's very much a marathon, not a race. Like I said, we're going to have ebbs and flows. We're going to have peaks and valleys. But I pray that you have more peaks than valleys. It's just learning how to deal in those valleys and not allowing that Mercury negative energy to take over. How they're spiraling out of control. Don't let your feelings get spiraled out of control. The last card, Island and Solitude. Again, that all your deep roots, all the hard work you've done, you're this big, strong, beautiful lotus tree. Lilac tree, that you will still come into the light. You're coming back into the light. You're on your way back up. You need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence, because when you silence everything, it allows you to listen to spirit. When we pray, we are sending our prayers to God. When we meditate, it allows us to silence and to hear what God has to say back to us, or whoever you believe in. That's why meditation is very important, because you sit there and you say your prayers, you sing your hymns, glorifying God for everything. But when you're silent and you let that's why they say the teaching hours between 12 and 5, because we're silent. We're in that realm sleep. And that's when you start to hear spirit, because everything is quiet. Our mind is quiet. Our thoughts are quiet. Our mouth is quiet. Our hearing is quiet. And it's all about spirit coming in. Spend morning, afternoon, or even an entire day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The bombardment of your sense by the noise and the intensity of society leaves you on alert. Sorry, it's just the way the font of this. The alert far more than it is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worries and fears throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. So I know some people that get affected by the news, and I say to them, stop watching the news. I know it sounds, that sounds harsh. No, it's not harsh. If you just want to watch it for the weather or the first couple of 15 minutes before they get into world news, because the world is going through some shit, with the fires in Australia. I'm not going to start naming them all off, because I know some of my followers are not in a good place, but it's like there's some things going on. And it's like, if that stuff harms you right now while you're in your fragile state, pull away from it, because you don't need that right now. Right now, you need to concentrate on just the space around you. And once you get better, if you feel like you're okay to, watch a little bit more of that news and start watching the world news, then you can go ahead to that. But if it's just like people, if it's toxic, stay away from it. Divine mystery. You, along with the sun, earth, and moon, and stars, are part of one creation, and divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power now, and be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. So it's like, we gotta, it's unfortunate. It's like the heavens are quiet for we're going on 3 more weeks. Nothing's in retrograde, everything is quiet. We're coming upon a new moon. So it's like, just take this time. Like they said, solitude. Worry about yourself. Just worry about yourself right now. Don't worry about the world. The world will figure itself out. Inspiration. A new idea comes to you like a gentle whisper inside your heart. Listen and take action. This is an inspiration from higher above. I'm going to pull one more. This is from the Angel Healing cards. JJ Constellations used these, and I was really pulled to them with the heart and the angel wings. Oh, two more. I lied. Oh, there's a lot. Okay, I'm going to pull this one and the pink one because those are the ones I saw. You know what? Maybe I'll just pull from all of here for today. Maybe I'm just going to do the Angel Healing cards because I like what these say. The unknown. And this is what a lot of you are worried about. Do not fear the unknown. This is a time of deep exploration and transformation. Unfamiliar territory leads to new horizons. And I feel like that's what we're going through. We're some of us, our thoughts are spinning out of control because the unknown is there. What will this year bring? You know, entering a new month sometimes is very anxious for some people. I know I get that way. But I know I try to sit there and get into that Jupiter joy energy and get out of that Mercury negative energy and say, you know what? All the bills were paid last month. Nothing has changed. I'm being responsible. So by the grace of God, everything will be taken care of again because nothing has changed and I do everything right. So, you know, that's just that with me, it's the scared part because, you know, I went from, you know, myself and my partner supporting my family to just myself. So it's like, do not give into that Mercury energy, that negative energy. Wisdom. And I feel like a lot of us are being pulled to either teach or learn. So it's like, you know, share that wisdom. Everything has a place and a purpose. To be wise is to have great love, tolerance, and compassion for all things. And make sure you pay it forward. If someone is your mentor, make sure that when someone comes to you, when you're, you know, when the grasshopper becomes the teacher, you're able to sit there and pass on that intelligence and wisdom you've learned. Integrity. Be flexible, but also true to you. This kept coming up so much in the 2020 forecast. Stand by your beliefs, values, and others will stand by you and believe in you. And honestly, when you stay to your integrity, it is isolating because a lot of people will not believe in what you believe in, and that's okay. You know, all of us are all allowed to have our opinions. That's one thing we have to understand. Everybody is allowed to have their opinion, but you're also allowed to stay true to you too as well. Diversity. The world will be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. And you are special and much loved. And I was just talking about how different we are, but much the same. Determination. This is our last card. Determination, perseverance, and patience will lead to a positive outcome. And that's one thing I'm trying to learn for 2020 is patience. That is my word for 2020 is patience. So I hope you enjoyed these cards, guys. If you are someone that is dealing with that negative Mercury energy, going through some situations, going through some things, you know, keep your face to the light. You know, please surround yourself with the positive people that will lift you up out of this darkness. And I hope and pray that, you know, things will turn around for the better. So I hope you enjoy these cards for Friday, January 24th, 2020. I will have the last part of the 2020 forecast posted for Saturday. I have some readings this weekend, so I don't know if I will be going live. So we're just going to have to play that part by ear, but I will try to get on, you know, as soon as possible for another live. So we'll see you guys for Monday's Daily Tarot card. Have a blessed weekend. Be safe. Remember, say one positive thing about yourself and give into that Jupiter joy energy. Talk to you guys soon.